Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason, and we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. We thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. And today is one of these chapters that most people probably don't want to hear or do not want to discuss. And it is one of the chapters that we left the United States of America, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, after we had done a pretty thorough research on all of this and figured out. And it was in the year that Planned Parenthood was exposed in the United States of America. And for those who do not know, Planned Parenthood is a little eugenics company that was actually created by Bill Gates' father back in the day. And it's been killing off babies for years under the guise of abortions. But what they did is they not only are they murdering and offering the children up to Moloch, but then they were selling the baby parts off into cosmetics, off into food, off into laboratories, off into research projects. And that was the big thing, is they were harvesting all of the slaughtered baby parts. And when we were in the United States of America, and that was about the final straw for me. That was the end. And then what was even more the end is that they refused to defund Planned Parenthood, and I was to the point where I said to myself, I will never ever pay taxes ever again to any place that my money goes to slaughter the children. And so that was off my conscience, and that was one of the main reasons when we left the United States of America, is I didn't want to be responsible for all these babies being slaughtered now that I knew they were being slaughtered. But it gets far worse, because if you look at North America, and I don't want to bash my home country, but my home country is the foulest, evilest place anywhere in the world. And it has, everything is commercialized straight evil. And it doesn't make the people bad, but it makes the entire civilization horrible and a very, very bad place. All right, so let's get into Revelation 18, and let's see what exactly this talks about. And let's just read it, see what it says. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
And after this, I saw another messenger coming down from the Shamayim, having great authority, and the earth was lightened from his esteem. And he cried with a mighty voice, saying, Babel the Great is fallen, and has become a dwelling place of demons, a haunt for every unclean spirit, and a haunt for every unclean and hated bird. Because all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her whoring, and the sovereigns of the earth have committed whoring with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich through the power of her riotous living. Okay, now a lot of people don't want to put that United States of America is this place, right? But let's look at what it says, right? It is number one, it says it's fallen, right? We know that Babel has not fallen yet, but it is getting close. It looks very, very close to something on its way out. It says it's become a place of demons. Does North America host the demons of the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, what was it? Remember the years they put out the idols of the Baphomet? Remember when they started putting out the Baphomet idols everywhere?
2016, wasn't it?
2016 or 2017, where they actually have idols of the Baphomet, and it has like little children there that are looking up at it, and it was a huge thing. In North America, you have the After School Satan Club, which came out, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, that everyone was like really upset about when it first came out, but then it just continues on. And it's all over the place. You can find any school in any one of these places, and they have the After School Satan Club. And it's uncanny. Then you have men that have become women that have become men. You have just extreme drugs that come out of North America. And that's not just a North America thing, but it is commercialized in the North America, because you have the CIA, which has been running the majority of the drug trafficking across the world since its inception. And so you have North America, who is literally the hand of the entire world of evil. And let's continue on what we have. And so right here, if you want to call this the Catholic Church, I don't think you can call it the Catholic Church. It says the merchants of the earth have become rich through the power of her riotous living, right? The merchants of the earth. North America is the #1 import spot of the entire world. Everybody goes to North America to buy it. We buy it all from China. It all comes importing, massive imports here and there. And The entire world buys from North America, from Babylon. Okay, 4. And I heard another voice from the Shemaim saying, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins and lest you receive of her plagues. Okay, and that was yet more when we were deciding, it's time to go. When you match this up with Jeremiah 50 and 51, and then you bring this to fruition, it's very, very clear that you don't want to be in a place that is going to be judged like this. Okay, 5. Because her sins have piled up to reach the Shemaim, and Elohim has remembered her unrighteousness. Okay, when you look at
sins,
there's just it never ends. Now, North America has been essentially the military might of the world. We have gone around ever since I was a kid, spreading freedom. We are the freedom people of the world. Yeah, we went into every country, we dropped bombs on them, and we said, we're here to free you. We went and we hung Saddam Hussein under the guise that there were weapons of mass destruction. That was a complete lie. So we killed millions of Iraqis. We destroyed millions of people. We destroyed countless land. We just spent trillions of dollars of the people on the backs of the United States citizens to fund these evil wars and to fund this kind of insanity. We are some freedom spreading people, right? We are definitely freedom spreading. Okay. Render to her as she indeed rendered, and repay her double according to her works. In the cup which she has mixed for her double. Bad things are coming up on Babylon. As much as she esteemed herself and lived luxuriously, so much tortured and grief to her. Because in her heart she says, I sit as sovereigness, and I am not a widow, and I do not see mourning at all. Okay, it talks about living luxuriously. Now, if you want to say this is the Catholic Church, yeah, they are luxurious and all their stuff, but this is not what it is saying. If everybody in the world, when we started coming out of North America and started coming down here, people are in line at the U.S. Embassy trying to get into the U.S. Everybody and their dog wants to go to the land of opportunity, that you can make money. And it is simple to make money in North America. You can go anywhere in North America and get a job. It does not matter. All you have to do is care that you want to get a job, and you could get a job inside of 5 minutes. Easy. All day long. You may not get some high-end tech job, but you could definitely flip hot dogs and burgers somewhere, and you can definitely fill up gasoline for someone, and you could definitely do janitorial work. There's always need for janitorial work, people. So there's always opportunity in North America. And, when you go from down here in this country, what is it? What's wage? Like, we can... What is it? $2.25 an hour. We can hire a guy down here that will pound rocks for like $14 a day. Basically, give him a sledgehammer and you'll just hear rocks clinking all day, or picking up rocks. That is the kind of stuff. And when you come to North America and people are making $40 an hour or $25 an hour, and you walk away at the end of the day, you have $300. That's an entire month or more's pay down here. So there's something very much true about the luxurious living that North America has. And again, I'm not picking on North America. I'm only talking about her because I come from North America. I have no experience with anywhere else, and I'm sure everywhere else is a lot of the same. But at the same time, you don't have France going around spreading freedom and trying to blow up everybody and taking over everybody's wells and everybody's oil rigs and things of that nature. Okay, 8. Because of this, her plagues shall come in one day, death and mourning and scarcity of food, and she shall be burned up with fire, because Yahuwah Elohim, who judges her, is mighty. Okay, so we're talking about scarcity of food. Right now, that is what the world is starting to see, but North America is actually seeing it far more, at least than third world countries. Down here in the third world countries, things are definitely shifting, but there's not a shortage of food, and the eggs aren't thousands of dollars for 100. It's like, what is it? How much is a dozen eggs down here?
Like down here, it's $2.25, $2.50.
$2.25. I mean, it's about the same. And in North America, it's what, a dozen eggs, $6, something of the sort. Yeah. And you have price of hamburger in North America right now is $10, $11 a pound. Here, down here, what is it?
Like 237.
237 a pound, right? Like you would not even know that North America is completely on the edge of starting a scarcity of food when the rest of the world is like this. And again, they will famine the entire world, but for some reason it appears that North America is being targeted, or maybe Yah is targeting them right now. 9. And the sovereigns of the earth who committed whoring and lived luxuriously with her shall weep and mourn over her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing at a distance for fear of her torture, saying, Woe, woe, the great city Babel, the mighty city, because your judgment has come in 1 hour. All right, so again, it's talking about people who became rich with North America. And that is what happens, is North Americans, by default, have a tremendous amount of money. Now, I'm not saying that from the end users, from people who are just normal folks out there, but for the majority of people in North America, money is not an issue. It's becoming an issue, and it's starting today. But like, if you look at the business people of America, if you look at the businesses, everything in North America is extremely wealthy. Starting in about, I don't know, they've been trying to destroy North America for a very, very long time. But 2019, 2020 was the beginning of the final days of the destruction of North America. And you can definitely see that. So everybody in the world got really rich, and now everybody's crying over her because all of a sudden they can't sell anything anymore. They're crying, and they're very sad. They're not sad because they love the city, but they're sad because they're scared because they don't want to be tortured. They're fear of their torture, and they're casting her off. Now, if you want to say this is the Catholic Church, none of this fits. None of this fits at all. And even though the Catholic Church is very rich and they have all this stuff, we're talking about the merchants of the earth. The merchants of the earth do not go to the Catholic Church to buy their wares. The merchants of the earth sell all of their stuff to North America, and everybody buys all their stuff because North America has a tremendous amount of money. Okay. Did I get an 11? Did we do 11?
No.
Okay. And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her because no one buys their merchandise anymore. Again, that's not the Catholic Church. That is the vendors of the world. You want to go to eBay, you want to go anywhere, you can buy anything that you want to buy out of North America. That's the bottom line. When North America is gone, it's going to be a different day, for sure. You're going to have to buy your stuff out of China. No one buys their merchandise anymore. Merchandise of gold and silver, and precious stone and pearls, and fine linen and purple, and silk and scarlet, and all citron wood, and every object of ivory, and every object of most precious wood, and bronze, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and incense, and fragrant oil, and frankincense, and wine and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and cattle, and sheep, and horses, and carriages, and bodies and lives of men. Okay, this is, no one buys any more of their stuff, right? And it starts talking about silk, linen, scarlet, all the good stuff of the world, right? If you want to buy something, you go to buy it in North America, right? You will find a vendor of all of this. Whatever you want, it is there. You want some essential oils? Go to North America. You will find the greatest essential oils there. And again, I don't know why we're the ones that merchandise everything of the sort, but that is where at least we know that South America and Central America and North America, that's where everybody shops to, and Canada as well. And I don't know about everybody else, but continuing on. 14. And the fruit that your being longed for has gone from you, and all your riches and splendor are lost to you, and you shall find them no more. Not at all. And it talks about fruit that your being longed for has gone from you. North America used to have everything, right? We had California where we had all our stuff. It's all been burned off now. You had Florida. Droughts are happening everywhere. Rivers are all basically drying up out of North America. What's that? Chemical trains have, they ran those psyops and polluted the land and did massive land grabs. It is a mess in North America, and I fear for my people there. I fear for my friends and my family for sure. Okay, 15. The merchants of these, those who became rich by her, shall stand at a distance for fear of her torture, weeping and mourning, and saying, Woe, woe, the great city that was dressed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. Okay, for those who knew what old New York City used to look like, that was the luxurious city. That is a city that never sleeps, the Big Apple. You can find anything that you want to find there, day or night. It never sleeps. And that is, you have Isis. You have the idol of Isis is standing out in the harbor out there. Call it what you want, but it is an idol. It is a graven image, and it's sitting out there. And let me add one more thing onto this. If you're not convinced that North America is Babylon, look at the United Nations. Look at where that is. New York City is where that is at. That is essentially a government of itself that is based by the United States, and it is gone worldwide, and the UN is everywhere, right? Look at the war, the so-called war in Ukraine, right? Look at all of these so-called things. The United Nations is everywhere, always pushing the hammer. Who's running the United Nations, right? The United States of America. That's the people who run this. Okay, 17. For on 1 hour such great riches was laid waste, and every shipmaster and every passenger and sailors and as many as worked the sea stood at a distance and cried out when they saw the smoke of her burning and saying, what is like this great city? I envision New York City completely wasted, right? And I mean, everybody that's coming into New York City, everybody's coming into California harbors, everybody's coming into this. They can't go, right? All of these ships that are sitting out there, they can no longer deliver. There's no place left. It's a burning cesspool. And all of the ships of the world will have to turn around because they're not going to be able to load their wares anymore in North America. 19. And they threw dust on their heads and cried out, weeping and mourning and saying, woe, woe, the great city in which all who had ships on the sea became rich by her wealth. For in 1 hour she was laid waste.
So is that like 1 hour y'all's time, or like 1 hour our time?
Like essentially this comes across fast. Like North America would not let North America be destroyed quickly, right? North America would war with whoever's coming at her. They would not allow this to happen. So whatever happens to her, whoever comes and gets her or whatever happens, it is extremely fast and nobody has any time to do anything about it. Okay, 20. Rejoice over her, O Shemaim, and you Kadesh emissaries and Nebium, for Yahuwah has completely avenged you on her. And the mighty messenger picked up a stone like a great millstone and threw it into the sea, saying, with such a rush, the great city Babel shall be thrown down and shall not be found any more at all. And the sound of harpists and musicians and flutists and trumpeters shall not be heard in you any more at all. And no craftsman of any trade shall be found in you anymore at all. Okay, so we're talking about the music's gone, all of the people that are working is completely gone, everything is destroyed, right? You have no craftsmen, you have no people making anything, and all of a sudden your society goes down. 20, if there's a society left. And the sound of a millstone shall not be heard in you anymore at all, and the light of a lamp shall not shine in you anymore at all, and the voice of bridegroom, Did we miss something? And the voice of bridegroom? Is that what you guys say? Pay attention, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
We're in 23.
It says, and
The voice of
bridegroom and bride.
Okay.
There's two.
Okay. And shall not be heard in you anymore at all. Pay attention, Kate. This is, we're proofreading here. You can have a part of this proofreading. For your merchants were the great ones of the earth. For by your drug sorcery, all the nations were led astray. So if you needed more clues, well, there you go. The Catholic Church isn't out dealing dope, right? They're not out there. You don't see the Pope out there with his little jacket.
Not pharmaca either.
They're not dealing dope. They're not dealing pharmaca. They're not into this. You don't know the Catholic Church. You don't walk into the Catholic Church and they ask you if you need some pills, right? You need some pills? What do you need, right? You don't go to your local Catholic Church for your prescription pills, right? You go to your pharmacy, which has pharmacist, which is pharmakia, which is drug sorcery. So how is it possible that you could say ever by reading this that it was the Catholic Church? If you want to talk about this, if your eyes are not open, if you do not understand who the father of the stuff was, then you're lost and you'll never have your eyes open. North America is by far the drug pharmacist of the world. The entire world bowed down to the whims and the wishes of North America in 2019 and 2020, and they still are. And for those with eyes to see and ears to hear, there's no other place that this could be except North America. North America is Babel of Revelation 18. It has to be. Okay, 24. And in her was found the blood of Nebium and Kodeshium and of all who were slain on the earth. And if you're looking at, those who are slain on the earth, North America has killed, I don't know, I would say, I'm not going to say billions, but we're in the hundreds of millions of people, have to be, after all the wars, after all the missions, after all the stuff. North America's military might is unbelievable. Most people have zero idea how big North America's military might is. And it is the hammer of the entire world. There's nobody that can stand to her right now. And that's why when Babel is destroyed, it's going to be an incredible event, which means pretty much the entire world had to have turned against her. And somehow they are able to destroy her. And whether or not that comes from the hand of man or it comes from the hand of Yah, well, all of this looks like it's coming from the hand of Yah. It looks like judgment is coming. And that is why, we always urge, if there's any way people can ever make it out of Babylon, that is the way to go. And it's getting pretty late in the game, but we don't want to share in her plagues. Now, I guess I'll leave this with the good news, is that I don't believe just because we're stuck in Babel, or you guys are stuck in Babel, that it's full-on doom. Of course, you'll probably partake in her plagues, and everybody sees that. I mean, you could take a look at the transgender movement right now, and that's taking part of the plagues. It's a sick movement. So, as far as getting out of there, I think Yah will create an exodus when things are burning up. It may be when cinder blocks and hail and fire are coming upon your head, you may have a little exit out the side, and you may have to listen to what the messengers say. But I believe that is the power of our Creator, is even though we're stuck, or you guys would be stuck in Babylon, there will be a way out. And so the way out right now is keeping the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator, having the faith of Messiah Yahushua, and living as we should be living, with clean hearts, clean hands, clean mouths, clean minds, and serving our Creator with every last umption and gumption that we have. And that isn't putting the laws, statutes, and commands on the cross. That is seeking Him every day. Okay, I think that's it. Much love to everybody out there. Hope you guys have a good day. Anyone else have anything?
No, read your Bibles,
Read your
study.
Bibles. Yep. All right, much love.
Shalom.
Shalom.